Hello, and welcome to Psychology Software Tools Tutorials. In today's tutorial, we'll focus on the SlideChoice object. The SlideChoice object is a slide tool that essentially is a pre-programmed button device. To add a SlideChoice object to your experiment, go ahead and add a slide object to anywhere in your experiment, double-click on it to open the workspace, and click on the SlideChoice object on the toolbar. As you can see, the default is a 3-item choice with radio buttons, which denotes single selection. We'll talk soon about alternatives to radio buttons and set a default choice. Let's click on the Properties page icon at the top of the screen. You can see all the properties we can change first, and most obviously is the name. Right now it's choice 1. The default value is 3 rows, so items 1, 2, and 3, and the columns there's currently only 1. The layout is set to left, so it will be left aligned. Display order may seem a little intimidating at first because of the amount of words, but it's very simple. It sets how new items are going to be added to this object. The default is top, bottom, left, right. New rows will be added underneath the current ones, or top to bottom, and new columns will be added left to right. You can change it to bottom to top, left to right. You can change it to top, bottom, right to left, however you'd like. Right now, let's just keep the default value just for the sake of the tutorial. An important property here is RESP Source, which identifies which one of these columns are going to be used as the response made to this object. Its default is value, so whenever a participant makes a response to either item 1, item 2, or item 3, the RESP value for the slide on choice object is going to report either a 1, 2, or 3. If you would like its response to match what it says in the label, you can change the RESP source from value to label. Otherwise, if you wanted to log something different, something that the user doesn't see, you can change this to a custom data tag, so anything logged in the data tag will be logged as the response. For our purposes, we will keep it as value for now. For accuracy mode, there are 2 options, either all or any. For all, it means that all responses are correct and we are judging all responses. For any, it's are there a number of responses that are correct or incorrect. The last property here is single selection. Right now it's currently set to yes. Single selection means that they're only allowed to select one of the objects. However, if we change this from yes to no and click OK, you'll see these options change from radio buttons to checkboxes. This means that the user is allowed to select multiple choices rather than just one. The default value is currently set to blank, which means that when the object is initialized, there will be no boxes or buttons checked or selected. Good to note, however, is that if a user does not check anything on the object, the response made to the object will be nothing. However, if we change the default value from blank to, let's say, 2, you can see that item number 2 is now checked. This is actually going to change the response inherently. So now if no response is made to the slide object, the response will be 2. As far as the other properties are concerned, if you click on the Frame tab, this will look very similar to every other slide subobject. You can change the width of the slide object, you can change its position along the X and Y axis and whether it's aligned along the X axis and the Y axis to the center, left or right, or the center, top, and bottom. Then there's appearance. So appearance right now is just base choice. This is the default slide choice. If you'd like to change what this is, you can go into the theme editor, which we'll discuss in a later video. Now the back color is set to white and the back style is set to opaque. Item's parent theme right now is set to base choice. This again comes from the theme editor. Here the item color will be black and word wrap will be set to yes. And then as far as fonts are concerned, it's just adhering to all of E'3's defaults. So Consolis 18.5, not bold, not italicized, not underlined. Feel free to change these if you'd like. If we go to the Properties page of a slide, we will notice the settings for input source. Right now it's looking at input mask, and the data log would show that our response to the slide choice would be logged as a slide choice response. But if we would like the slide's RT time, RT, and response to be to the actual slide choice, we can make these text boxes say choice 1. The other properties that need to be mentioned are in the duration/input tab. We'll change the duration to infinite just at a best practice, and we'll add a button input device. We actually go a whole lot more into buttons, how to use them, in the button how-to video. We'll link to that now, but for now let's change the allowable to continue, and let's work through this experiment. For my example here, I'd like participants to freely select one of 3 choices for however long they want. Once they're done selecting these, I'd like them to press a continue button to advance the slide, since E' is already set up to have this input source set to choice 1, RT, and RESP. Even though continue is going to be terminating the slide, it's still going to only log the values for items 1, item 2, or item 3. So how to do that is I just add a button object. I will change from button 1 to continue. I will change the theme right here, just so the text, instead of saying button, it will show continue, and I'll make this a little bigger to fit a bigger word. So now this, in conjunction with my input mask that I had set up earlier with a button device, will allow me to select items 1, 2, or 3 for however long I want, and then I can terminate once I click the continue button. The other important thing to know about a SlideChoice object is the data logging tab. If you look at logging, we've actually added a lot more possible data points for the SlideChoice object. So the accuracy, the RT time, these are all checked by default whenever you add a SlideChoice object. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and comment what how-to videos you'd like to see next.